How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Arsenal Shorts Galaxy podcast. I'm your host, Alonzo Spencer, and tonight, Tony wanted to do a watch along, Raw Monday Night Raw watch along, but he's not here right now. Anyway, sorry we're late. Seems like we've been wanting to do this for a while now, or at least today, at least. So. Yeah, so right now we have Logan Paul and CM Punk talking probably about what they're gonna do as far as trying to talk about what they're gonna do for WrestleMania, if not something soon. Um so it looks like CM Punk's trying to talk to Logan Paul about the elimination chamber and Tony's looked us and by myself, which is okay because I can talk about other things. Um, but yeah, I mean, it seems like they're getting ready for Elimination Chamber and looking forward to seeing how this transpires. I personally can't stand Logan Paul. Um, I think that he's a punk. I think Triple H, Triple H likes him a lot, so um, I think that they're gonna try to push him as far as they can go. And I think CM Punk is trying to um, add more fuel to the fire. Um, in this case, trying to get a match with Logan Paul. If not, if things don't work out, then this could be a match at WrestleMania. And Logan Paul just slapped CM Punk, which is funny to me. Um, so yeah, it seems like Logan Paul is being a punk now and um trying to get into CM Punk's skin. Hi Tony, welcome back. So Tony, so what do you think about this segment that just happened with CM Punk and Logan Paul? Um, do you think that it will be I don't know somewhat of a match leading up to WrestleMania if they're not successful at Elimination Chamber, or do you think that it'll? I'm trying to this again. So right now on Raw, we're talking about Pinta and Kaiser and Pete Dunne, and seeing how this could transpire into a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Um, I kind of like this idea of, you know, Pete Dunne to me has been made for himself, I guess, thanks to Sheamus. Sheamus, he's kind of brought people, brought and him and the other guy's name from NXT, but wherever the case may be, I think that these three guys are the future. You could make the argument that there's a future of um, WWE. I think Kaiser is in a way like Gunther in a sense that they're very technical on the mat. Some wrestling fans might not like that style, but I don't know. It's like kind of reminiscent of Bret Hart was back in the 80s and 90s. Back when it was back when it was his prime. I find that very impressive. So maybe Gunter and Kaiser are trying to start that new kind of style of technique of um, wrestling on technical wrestling, which I think old school wrestling fans can appreciate. Trying to get their names for themselves. Seems like Gunther has gotten more of a push than Kaiser has, but I think Kaiser has that ability to get the Intercontinental Championship and also grow from that and become a staple in the industry. WWE up and comers. I think that the way that they have used young talent.
Okay, I can finally hear you, Alonzo. Let's try to restart my iPad.
How is your iPad, Tony?
What?
How is your iPad?
It's great. I just did a software update. A lot of times I'm better off restarting it afterwards because I do the beta software, so sometimes it does funny bugs.
This is why I don't have an Apple iPhone anymore. Anyway, so Tony, so what do we make out of what CM Punk has said? Of course, I can't hear it because I'm on my podcast tonight, so I don't want to break any rules or like that. But what do you think? What did CM Punk tell Logan Paul?
I, I didn't hear all of it. I just seen Logan Paul in the bathrobe for some reason. I couldn't figure that out.
Do you get a sense that Logan Paul has got a big push because Triple H likes him a lot, or do you think that his wrestling skills have kind of brought it up his place, so to speak?
Uh, he's always been good at wrestling. He's getting better at it. Like tonight, they're in Ohio. He's born in Cleveland, so the fans will be supporting him. Kind of surprised about the Elimination Chamber thing, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird how he replaced Austin Theory. I mean, they've kicked him and
NXT.
Waller to NXT. It's kind of weird. Yes, we know you'll be in Toronto in 5 days. I've seen that needle about 5,000 times in the last week of Alonzo.
So Tony, so what happened on Raw, or excuse me, on SmackDown this past Friday?
Um, Brock told Cody he wants his soul.
How do you think that could affect future bookings? How do you think that could affect future rivalries?
I
Do you think that he's going to turn heel?
I I I think it's still when we were doing Full Nelson. There was a deal saying Cody. He at some point he wanted a manager, so you almost have to be healed to have a manager, especially nowadays. I mean, I can't think of a non-heel manager now.
But would Rock be willing to do that? even though he's not always going to be there, or do you think it'd be someone else? Like to me, there's been I don't know talk amongst us or whoever it may be that you could maybe bring in Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That Paul Heyman might,
Because if
because
you're thinking,
it's weird though that CM Punk still maybe him and Cody form a
like,
faction. I don't know.
like to me, um, I've never really known Cody Rhodes to be that big of a heel. Or Legacy, I think it was. Um, no, it was what was that group that it was Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase's son and Cody Rhodes? What was that faction called?
I can't remember. I wasn't around for about 6 months, so
It was Legacy. Wasn't it Legacy?
I think it's something like that.
Well,
I,
to me, it seems like Cody Rhodes wasn't used properly at that point either, and then he went to Stardust and all that crap. But to me, if Paul Heyman were to be, if Paul Heyman were to be a manager, Cody would have to turn heel. My guess is that he'll turn on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman would turn heel on Roman Reigns in
yeah,
some sort of way. I don't know, man, but I think he'll try to get the bloodline together, the bad line, and go from there because it seems inevitable to me, in my opinion now. But with also what I don't think why it doesn't work is because CM Punk still has ties with Paul Heyman,
yeah,
and for once,
and Paul Heyman owes him some favors. So
well, I don't say favors, but I would think more like favor.
no, it was two. It's supposedly two. Punk said the plural of favors.
Would you really?
Yeah, so we'll find out.
Hmm.
I mean, I think there'll be quite a bit of surprises Saturday at Elimination Chamber.
Surprises that I mean more surprises than Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Hmm. Well, I mean, to be
but
honest, Tony, I was
but
telling my
but but,
co
but, but the WrestleMania ones, I usually don't like them Raw after WrestleMania. I was saying the other like 2 months ago that I usually like the one after the Royal
Rumble.
Rumble, but I was kind of disappointed by that Raw.
You
I,
know,
I I do like Penta here though.
Penta, to me, he brings something that the WWE hasn't had in a while, and that's somebody new. Not to say that WWE isn't bad, but it lacks new, innovative people.
And what's bad, he's been wrestling a while now, so
Well, right, but people don't know. People don't watch, AEW, so they don't. I don't watch AEW, so. But my
and,
point of
and
saying is like it's kind of cool being
yeah,
a
it's
new.
they're doing that quite a bit. They're doing I can't remember what they're calling it, the ID belt, the
Oh yeah,
basically a belt with them and TNA because tomorrow with TNA X Championships up for grabs on NXT. So that will be interesting to see.
so go
But
with the
but
clear.
but they keep
So
on. Go ahead, Alonzo. I'll sit here in a second.
so going back to Clay Rhodes, Tony, there's been talk amongst my coworkers that Clay Rhodes could maybe be the corporate champion like they had back when I think Seth Rollins had it, and also even further than that whenever it was The Rock as a corporate
Yeah,
champion. Do you think that The Rock's going to use Clay Rhodes in that fashion?
they're setting it up that way. I don't know. Like I said, I thought he was going to turn heel about 11 months ago, or I guess about 9 months ago. It was just a little bit after Mania that I read that article that at some point he wanted a manager. So I mean that's like I said, you almost have to turn heel to do that. I don't know how else you do that. I wish Chad Gable was not going on his learning luchador things because he had the best match with Penta so far, and that was Penta's first match. It was a really good match.
Is he hurt?
I don't know if he's hurt or not. He wrestled about 2 weeks ago. He just kind of comes in and disappears, but they said he's learning how to be a luchador. So who knows what they're doing with? Could be injury, probably is because there's been a lot of injuries lately.
So he's trained to be a luchador?
That's what they've been saying. I like this move where he basically does a handstand, and I this is the third fucking time he spot Keith Dune,
I
aka
mean,
Butch,
what was his name?
aka Pete Dunne.
I mean, Pete Dunne.
Yeah,
That's funny.
come both out of the ring.
What was his tag team partner's name, Tony?
Uh, his brother,
Yeah.
or shit, can't remember. I know they've been talking of him coming. Like I said, I became lazy on those independents and weren't watching them much, especially after AEW bought Ring of Honor. So kind of, and I don't have YouTube TV or anything right now. I'm like pretty full for the since I finally got a roommate. Extra $3.50 a month helps.
Hmm.
Just to let you know, this time Elimination Chamber starts at 6. Alonzo. I guess I should have told you it started an hour early.
You said it's hard Friday kickoff.
It starts at 6.
On
Not like
Saturday,
that.
right?
Yeah, not like the NXT that started at 5. That somehow you didn't give that it started at 5, but that's fine.
Oh, right, yeah.
I did like 36 minutes of it. I was like, I don't feel like doing 3 hours of this by myself.
Is Russ going to join us on the Saturday?
Yeah, he's joining us, and he'll be with me Thursday. I've been it was funny. Wow, I don't know if you caught it, but Thursday I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment like about 15 minutes after the show, but since it was icy and shitty outside, they moved it to an hour before I planned to go live. And I thought it was just to be my regular doctor visit, but they ended up doing a Medicare one where I had to fill out all these papers and shit. So I ended up being like 30 minutes late. But I did I did the NXT, well, I did SmackDown, the NXT pay-per-view, Raw, and NXT. So I did 4 shows in 49 minutes. Full of 30 to 50 pictures. That's a sneaky win by Kaiser.
Oh wow.
They really don't know what to do with him. Tiffany does. Do you know how you end up with Tiffany? Do you remember the secret I told you?
No.
He said it was like what was it? He said the loser of the winner of the bet had to ask the other one for a date, so it didn't matter who won. They were going on a date with each other. Lucky man. Did you? I don't know. Did you think they give Charlotte another belt, or do you think Tiffy's retaining?
Who's that?
Uh, do you think Tiffany Stratton's beat
I hope
Charlotte Flair, or
I hope Tiffany Stratton beats Charlotte Flair. Can't stand Charlotte Flair no more. She's gotten so I don't know.
it's funny after her makeup wears off because I think she's 37, 38, somewhere around there, and when that makeup wears off, she looks in her early 50s. I mean, I don't know if it's from her brother, her dad, all that stress. I don't know what it is, but of course, like Ric Flair is actually homely. If you look at him in the 70s, he's fat, chubby, and didn't have his hair all bleached and stuff. He's not that attractive. I still it still bothers me that John Cena gave himself his own spot at the Elimination Chamber instead of earning it. I just don't want him to be in there at WrestleMania for a championship. I thought it was stupid he did this. I mean, he totally got destroyed by Solo. And that should have been his last match. If Solo destroyed you when Solo wasn't very good at the time, Solo's a million times better now.
With Flair or John Cena.
It's weird now that they're doing all these interviews up there on the between the second and third floor, like where Jey Uso's been coming in. This is like the third one where she's been doing the interviews up there. I wish she would ditch the fucking gothic look. It's funny she was like this like the little cute surfer chick, and now she looks like Marilyn Manson or could be in Twisted Sister. She, she looks like she could replace Dee Snider.
So
So
is
it's been 5 years since Ripley's fought Io Sky. That would have been in NXT.
is that
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's talking about she hasn't fought Io Sky in 5 years. It's basically interviewing her on who she wants to face on the WrestleMania. Oh, there's Io. Io, she's just talking about you.
Did Io Sky beat Ripley in NXT?
Oh, I didn't hear you. You kind of cut
Didn't
out.
didn't Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley in NXT?
Yeah, we're fighting for the championship next Monday. That
That would
that
make sense.
that yeah, that's weird timing.
Hmm.
Unless Ripley has another injury.
Hmm.
Sure gets hurt a lot. Have you watched that, Alonzo, any of the 2 weeks about Legends?
Is it on Hulu, right?
Yeah, they have it on Hulu the night after. Like it's usually 2 a. It's usually on there at 2 a.m. Usually most of the shows. The water retention.
I don't know how to watch that, dude. Like, it looks pretty cool. Is it funny?
I haven't watched it yet. The 2 episodes, like I said, it is on Hulu, but it premieres on. It's
Yeah.
at 7 o'clock on A&E on Sunday.
Oh, jeez.
Can these guys just retire? I mean, I don't see the point of turning them heel.
Mm-mm. It sucks. It sucks.
Unless Biggie is actually cleared to wrestle.
Biggie.
And seems like they're clearing more of these guys with spinal injuries to come back. Kind of a weird time to do that when they're saying Kevin Owens is injuring everybody's spine. It's like he gives them a pile driver and they're gone for a couple of months.
Hmm.
Yeah, I never liked New Day that much to begin with. I mean, I think it's kind of weird that you sell asshole cereal to kids. I mean, that's what bootios are. Meant to be booty holes. So I mean, that's just to me that it's just weird. To each their own. If you want to go spend $30 on a box of cereal, then go ahead and go buy you a $30 box of cereal of assholes.
Tony, so you say that New Day, you weren't playing with New Day, right? So to me, it seems like they always like so weird. I didn't understand that gimmick, because like you had Xavier Woods, you had Kobe Kingston, you had Big E. Like, what did you do with all three of them? Like there's no belts for a 3-team tag team.
Yeah, I don't know.
and Kofi was a champion at one point, but then that lasted about a month.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because they were always jumping between two different people being champions. It's kind of like now Cargill disappeared, and it's okay to let Naomi and Diva go tag champion with her. So I don't know. I just think some of that stuff's weird they do, but they get paid the big bucks to do it. So, but for once, I'm fairly excited about Elimination Chamber. So
Yeah, it should be fun.
I get to put 20 hours into a 1 hour show on so because I spend anywhere between 10 and 12 hours of watching wrestling and 8 hours doing screenshots and resizing my screenshots and adding them into a keynote slash PowerPoint. And I do that for each show has its own PowerPoint.
Hmm.
So I can just click through what has been it's unfolded on the show. So I mean, I wanted to do like a fast review show. I'm not sure I wanted to do an hour, maybe hour and 20 minutes, but that's all I get. It's the only time I can get rest. So we get an hour show packed full of stuff.
So were you on the fan circle yesterday?
No, I was not. I was feeling good yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think racing to lead. I think.
A lot of time on Sundays, I just kind of crash out. It's time for my mind and body to recover.
Yeah, I had work Sunday, so I was unavailable.
I like doing Thursdays better, especially when Arsenal lose. Didn't want to hear about the red card, even though the red card was identical to the one we had. I think the first one of the season, where I thought it was down to where the goalkeeper was, and I didn't think Rhea would stop the first red card we got for that. And there's no way he would have stopped a chip there. He was way too far out. But that's what happens when you're playing a 19-year-old kid out there as left back.
Well, one thing,
I don't think Zinchenko was that bad as a midfielder. Me and Ray finally got our wish on that one. A little too late because there's just no creativity in that midfield. Rice can push it up there, but nothing happens when he gets it there. I mean, there were parts of the game where Zinchenko was actually playing striker, which was interesting.
so why did Arteta pull Declan Rice?
He, I'm not sure why he did that one. The other one made sense because Fury is not a good defender.
And yeah, I mean that's the thing, Tony. Like when Atlanta came out, right? My understanding, well, not my understanding, but why would you want to take out Miles Lewis Skelly? We say that now because he got a red card, but surely Calafiori, I mean, I'm sorry, Miles Lewis Skelly is a far better defender than Calafiori is. I don't care how old he is. Calafiori is not a good left back, you know, and I agree with you. Like, Cavaliers should not have started that game. You know,
Uh, you've been starting Skelly. Skelly's been fine. I don't know why he did that. I mean, he learned he made a mistake fast because you don't see Arteta do the early things,
mhm.
and I don't know. Hopefully, when he's not injured, it looked like he was kind of limping when he came off. So,
Who's that?
uh, what he
Oh
was
yeah.
limping when he came off.
But like to me, people want to say Udegaard and all that stuff. Well, it kind of sucks that he was hurt for a long time because I don't think he's fully understood that he hasn't been the same, or at least he's gotten too nervous to do something other than pass the ball.
The thing is, Gary didn't agree with me last week, but he did it again this week, and he's done it for several weeks now. To me, he looks like a headless chicken because he's running all over the pitch because he's not staying back there in the mid 8. He's not dropping back to do right back cover because you've had Timber there or kind of test fit Timber, so he's been going all over the field. We need attack, so he's been going to the attack. But to me, he needs to just stay in one position
Hmm.
and not run all over the pitch. I guarantee you, the last 2 games, he's had to be a player that's covered the most ground.
Yeah, I would never play Call at that back again this year because I don't remember who it was against, and I was telling this I think on the Sunday podcast. There's a play I think it was that Calafiori was just ball watching, and the other team scored because of that. I forgot who it was against.
I
Anyway,
mean, the goal yesterday, he's
yeah.
about 4 yards off the player. Gabrielle is in a position that he can't move. He sees it. And Saliba, and I can't remember who else there, had their back turned. So they've never seen it. I guess it was Rice. It was Rice and Saliba, I think. But it was weird. You had 3 defenders there in a box, but Gabriel was the only one that spotted it, but he was in the wrong position at the time because he was up in the midfield. They've been using him in an attack, especially these last 2 games. It's just Arteta. You kind of have to stick with these players where they have to be. I know you're down men, but you can. To me, between Waneri and Trossard, you can play both of them up front, and you can get your goals.
I think Trossard is better suited to the number 9. Um, I think the problem with Arteta is she's trying too much to please everyone, but having them play a lot,
Yeah.
um, or at least he'll find some. He'll find a way to um to he'll find a way to not make an excuse on why he has to play certain players, and he'll cover or he'll be okay with that. So my point being is that why are you going to try to play Calafiori knowing how bad he's been playing this year, in that sense,
I,
why
I'm
why
just
why why not play Ben White at the right back? He's healthy now, So why not put in Timber left back like they did earlier this season? You know, all these things are symbolical. Why Arteta, is frustrated.
Hold on, Alonso. We've had a slightly of Dragon Lee. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, and he's getting
His ass kicked. It's
yeah.
like he came out there and I. What's my new day to do? I just don't know what their angle is with these guys. That to me, it's a waste of time. Other talent could be getting put on there. I mean, you had Laya Valkyrie. You've seen her for like about
I
the
mean,
first 2 months after WrestleMania. Then she showed up the last 2 months. So,
are the LWO this bad?
I don't know. I'm tired
So
of saying fucking Finn Balor. Finn Balor, yeah, he can train wrestlers. Let him train wrestlers. He's fucking boring watching wrestle.
so like I was saying, Tony, like this is a part of the problem we have. So I remember you saying how we don't need Marino, we don't need Calafiori, and now it's true because we don't need them. We never needed them.
They're both not good players, and especially Calafieri. He's not a good defender.
Yeah, and all because he had okay Euros. And what I mean by okay, it was even advanced in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So what is he watching from them that we're not? The guy from Real Sociedad was supposed to be Zubimendi, and we didn't get him because he signed a new contract at Real Sociedad. Jose Mikel Moreno is not very. He's not bad. It's just that I say that because they both gotten us goals,
Yeah.
but they just like when they play a full 90 minutes, they're like out of the element, you know. Um, I think Arteta is trying too hard to make Marino a striker because he did the same thing with Havertz, and we still don't know what Havertz's position is.
Yeah, but he didn't do that with Havertz until Jesus got hurt. He would have kept playing him in midfield, which Havertz was terrible in midfield.
Mm.
If he made that change earlier in the season, we would have won the league. But he just insisted on persisting with that, and it didn't work for us. It's
Yeah,
just
it's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
think Arteta keeps proving he's too damn stubborn.
Hmm. Yeah, I hope best for them. I know right now it's a bit too far to try to overtake Liverpool, but they had their chances, man. They drew like 6,000 times,
Yeah,
and they should easy wins. We lost to West Ham. We should destroyed them.
yeah, we've had like 8 draws. And like I've told Ray this, and I've told Gary this. To me, if you get a draw, you get 1 point. If you lose, you get 0 points. I would rather try my hardest and get a zero than just. It looks like he plays for draws. It just doesn't look like he's trying to win football. To me, he doesn't. He just doesn't seem to do that. Definitely very frustrating that he's doing that.
Yeah, but you know, but I don't know. I think there's a certain disconnect with with that, and with the board himself,
Hunter.
maybe Edu, I just don't know what happened with all that, and the board seemed like they're incompetent. It's like
Well,
old Wenger days, after he bought Highbury or after they bought the Emirates or building the Emirates. They're trying to save all this money and they bought the wrong players this summer and instead of getting a player they want. It's like whenever you're in the NFL draft, right? You draft for need or you draft for want. Do you want this player who is like all American or you draft someone that you need like a cornerback?
and what got me, it started when the second time we were battling Spurs. It's like, oh, we didn't want to sign somebody in the winter window that would upset the project. Well, you just bought two players in the summer that did that because neither one of them's good enough. And you could have Bruno Gramage, which you were willing to pay 90 million for when Newcastle ended up signing him for 32 million. Arsenal this summer were looking to spend 90 million on him for a player they could have grabbed. I just don't I don't get it. It just seems like they're too obsessed with names. You don't have to buy these players with names. I mean, we didn't know Gabriel, we didn't know Martinelli. It's like so many of those signings you didn't know. I mean,
Well, look,
Martinelli's hit a ceiling, but that's a different story.
well, look at Arsene Wenger when he signed Koscielny. He came from League Two to start for France and had like 10 good years at Arsenal. Same with Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, we either sign big names or we sign players that have had good tournaments and they end up not doing that good because they're not used to Premier League or they're not ready or injuries or some other excuse on why they're so bad.
That's like Vieira. I mean, he's way too small to ever succeed in the Premier League. I mean, we knew that because we got Ceballos twice, similar player, but I mean, Teabag's a little smaller. And just I don't know, and it doesn't help that you don't have a football director right now. You're still down 2 board members, and that's why I still would bring somebody like Bergkamp in, put him on the board, put him in charge of the youth because I don't think Mertesacker is doing good enough job. I think it
Well,
was I think it was criminal of Arsenal to get rid of Freddie like they did. They didn't let Freddie have his own coaching staff for those 3 games to because that's why I was kind of arguing with you the other week when you said he was a caretaker. It's like he wasn't really a caretaker when they didn't give him any help. I mean, I've never seen a manager where they want to give him assistance, even for just 3 games. It just
but he
well,
wasn't given a role of coach manager either, Tony.
who was that Eagle? Who was that guy?
I don't
You know,
know. I'm Batman Jones. But I think Marcus Harker has done a good job with the academy, Tony. I think Jack
yeah,
Wilshere
but
had a key part in also developing like Ranieri and Miles Lewis Kelly. when there's youngsters that had talents, it's just that we don't hear about them because we just don't hear about them. But there's that kid Max Zalman, I think his name is. He's pretty good. So I think Marisaka has done.
It's like Cheeto scored 10 goals against Liverpool. I know it's in the under 21s, but when you don't have any striker, you at least drive a kid in the cup game.
Yeah,
And even the Premier League, you got 5 substitutions. To me, you can throw 2 of them away if you need to. You can take a
yeah.
gamble.
You
You
got to,
can take a
yeah.
gamble on 2.
You got to at this point because Arteta just, I don't know. People. Here's the thing. With Sterling, right? With Sterling, the reason, in my opinion, now, the reason why he hasn't done a good job is because he hasn't had enough playing time. It takes time. I don't know. I just don't know why you sign a player like Sterling way past his prime, obviously, and now you don't play him, and then he's on the bench hanging out, and people expect him to do wonders. Come on, man. So why didn't he go out? Why didn't the board or do whatever whoever was in charge for some time get into the winger that's gonna play?
I don't know. To me, we needed 2 wingers. We needed 2 strikers. Needed a midfielder. We didn't need any defenders.
I wondered why you got rid of Melissa Foe, you know. And Gary can say what he wants
But
to say, but you know, had he been healthy after that season, he come on the scene. He would have been just fine as the left eight. But people were so wanting him to move on, which is true, and I get it. But look what they're doing it for him. And I don't understand why Arteta was so keen on him being on our bench. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And this is why I.
he has his favorites, and he can't get away from it. I don't know if it's based on what they do on training, if they listen to him enough. But the problem is somebody like Smith Rowe. He's a creative player. Odegaard, creative player, but he's killing them because he's micromanaging everything they're doing. It's like yesterday. We kept trying to pass the ball into the back of the net.
Hmm.
Why they have a back 5 parked back there. They would go with a back 3 when they were on attack. They should have got more goals than they did have because he definitely looked like he had more than 1 goal in him yesterday. So he could easily have a hat trick, really, the way he is getting past us. Because most of it's because you had Calafiori way up the pitch. You had Gabriel too far up the pitch, and they were just countering the crap out of us.
Hmm.
Are you like me in agreement that Gunther's not a very good heel? I just think he's boring.
Hmm. I want Cesaro to do something here.
He didn't kick him in the face. He didn't get it up to his nipples. Lying announcers. Now that time he kicked him in the face.
Cesaro.
It was a good white last week.
Oh man.
Gunther just killed me. He's laughing.
I feel bad for Cesaro. Oh
uh,
man.
she's the poor Maxine, so sad. A good move, Gisela.
Oh,
Luther carries him again. Oh, this. Oh, he reversed it. Almost. Gisela. Well, why did you stop climbing to the top of a rope store? That didn't make any sense.
I'm very tired.
This would be a quick tap. Oh, look, he's powered to the rope. Is he gonna make it? Nope. Nope. Pull him over there, Otis. You got long enough fucking arms to encourage him. When your buddy's being outgunned by a 7-foot Nazi and you give him a hand. I still miss Walter because Walter was more intimidating because he had more muscle and he had the fat too, and now he's
Awesome.
too skinny. He's too skinny like his other teammate. That gets to have fun with Tiffany when he wants to.
Yeah, it has a headband.
Is he still alive?
Oh.
Who the hell scheduled this match? For as big as Otis is upstairs, he's kind of got skinny legs. Here comes Jay to the rescue.
Here comes Jay.
It's like him, Cody, or Sammy every week. One of them has to come in and rescue somebody. It's weird how you just keep their knee and try. Can't really do too much since they're still 2 months away from Mania.
I'm kind of glad that Casey has this thing going, I think it's good for fans. It's good for the younger fans that appreciate wrestling, Tony. At least that's what I
Yeah,
think.
but what's bad is you could have did this same thing with LA Knight by having him beat. He should have beat Roman. He had all the push from the fans at the time, and they just killed it because Barack wanted to fight Roman at WrestleMania, which he said live on air on SmackDown. So I was correct all the time, and knowing that's what he wanted. And I don't know who talked him out of it, Triple H or I wanted to see more who backtracked on that, but and it's like now it's like why do you need some of these people to introduce you? Why do you need Chris Stratus out there right now?
Hmm.
I mean, you have Tiffany, you have Perez, you have all kinds of really good women that's either in NXT or just moved up from NXT. Valkyrie's good. Like I said, she wrestled for 2 months, disappeared for 8. Now she's been back the last couple of months. I just think Rock needs to stay out of a wrestling ring.
Yeah. So Tony, you watch the game on Wednesday?
When is it?
Play a really good Nottingham Forest team,
Probably.
and then Sunday they play Manchester United.
I just don't too much care at this point because I don't think we're that good to Liverpool. 'Cause I don't think we probably have 4 more wins in us the entire season the way we're playing.
Oh wow.
I, I don't want to see Saka come back. Don't come back and hurt yourself again, Dakota. It's just he came back about 6 weeks ago and slightly re-injured herself.
Last week, right? Was it last week?
Yes, you're wrestling. I think Netflix has a little too strong of a finger on what happens on Raw. I think SmackDown's been a lot better.
Hmm.
I'll be right back, Alonzo. Gotta pee. That's why I turned
Okay.
this mic off.
No problem. Hi, Tony.
Hello, Alonzo.
So then we play Manchester United on Sunday, which they're like a sinking ship. It seems like.
Which Manchester clubs were worse, United or City this year?
As far as
I mean,
expectations, I
I
would
mean
just say, but
they're both like historically bad. I don't remember. I don't know what they're sitting at now because I didn't look at the table. But just a couple of weeks ago, they were 12 and 13. And just like,
but I think that so obviously what happened with City, right? They got in a lot of players in the transfer window, but it hadn't worked out, So apparently they're going to try to sell 5 more players this summer, but
sorry,
I
I'm
think that
distracted with foul carries and things like that. We'll have to say Steve Ray's wrestler since he's from Ireland. I kind of miss the bird wings that she used to come out with. Or Raven, whatever you want to say. I didn't know Ravens were held that high in regard in Maryland. They were talking about it the other week.
who was
On the wrestling, I can't remember what show it was on. It's probably
Raven.
here on Raw. Yeah.
I thought Raven, multiple Raven,
Oh,
or Baltimore.
she always, because she always has those feathers on the raven feathers. She used to wear the big old raven wings. I like that belt.
So what happened to the witches that wanted to change the tag team belts?
The one that couldn't the one that couldn't wrestle to save her life, but was good looking. She got released, and the other one was on NXT the other week, just in the locker room, no wrestling. So definitely emotion. Oh, look, it's Russ's favorite referee. My favorite. I
Jess?
mean, his least favorite.
Is that Jess?
He does not like Jessica Carr, a woman that shows no emotion at all. I like to guess what mood she's in. She's a Dakota Kai is a kind
Oof.
of underrated wrestler.
She is.
She trains quite a bit of them.
It's like the movie.
Eh,
Woody Harrelson.
I don't know. I just get tired of these
True
diving
stories.
movies.
I don't mind them.
But this one was stupid. You take a plastic submarine down that far, it's gonna implode. I mean, we know it implodes. We don't need that. I just don't like these true event disaster movies. I don't like the plain ones. I mean, you know, the pilot saved him when they crashed into the river there in New York City. Just, you don't need to make a movie about everything. It's okay, make those coal movies about coal miners trapped. It's like, how many coal miner trap movies do you really need to make?
So did you
Because
watch that movie called The Deer Hunter?
I love the Dare Hunter, but I have a problem with it that I think it's about an hour too long.
The church scene?
I just it just seems too long to me.
Is it the church scene, right? The wedding?
Yeah, that takes up. I don't know.
I saw that movie like 2 years ago, and it was crazy, dude. Really sad.
What's crazy about it is for the Russian roulette,
Oh yeah.
they actually had live rounds on the set that they would shoot off in the background during the recording of the scenes.
Oh wow.
I
That,
mean,
that was crazy.
it's full of great actors and everything. Just it's kind of like for me the same with Scarface. I think it's 30 to 45 minutes too long. I mean, it was such a trendy movie like 10, 15 years ago to say you liked the movie. It's like, but how many of you have really watched the whole movie? Because if
Mhm.
you watch the whole movie, it slows down and gets
Oh,
boring after a while.
I like the soundtrack. Dun, dun, dun. No, it goes dun, 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 dun,
Jessica's letting her hair grow
dun,
out.
dun, 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 dun. But it was a good soundtrack, good beat to it. You know what movie I saw, Tony? Is a Brutalist, and it was like 3 hours and 35 minutes long. And I was like, oh my god, it was so bad. It was like way too long, and all it was is dialogue. Like, God, dude.
They're getting way too many of those movies like that. That's why I didn't like
Avatar.
no, not Avatar. Fuck, what was the name of that movie? But the one that it debuted on Netflix with
Oh, The
Robert De
Irishman.
Niro.
The Irishman.
Yeah, they're at sitting there eating dinner for 45 fucking minutes. I don't want to see two guys talking over dinner for 45 minutes in a movie. Come on.
Yeah, and they made what's his name like 30, like 40, like 60 years younger. Like 50 years younger. Robert De
Yeah,
Niro.
yeah, the weird CGI. That's what got me. That movie cost around 200 million. A movie film 40 to 70 miles from me. The Killers of Flower Moon. That was over 200 million. That's why Paramount said, Amazon or Apple, will you help us by putting
Mm.
this on your streaming service, and we'll keep it in the theater for 3 weeks, and we'll be done with it. But I just don't think he makes very good movies anymore. I think he needs to
Martin
retire
Scorsese.
from it. Yeah, I mean, Taxi Driver is brilliant. Some of his other early works, it's like all the stuff he made in the '70s was like his best work.
No, well, I disagree, Tony. The last movie I think he made was very good was The Departed.
I just don't like a movie where all the main characters die.
Well,
Valkyrie wins.
Mark Wahlberg didn't die in that movie. I think Lara Valkyria wins.
Do you like that belt?
I don't mind it. I think it's really cool. I think I
I mean,
think
they had to give them a mid card because they got so many women.
I agree.
That's
The
well, the
current
thing that gets me is why they only have one women's champion in the tag. It's like you could go to NXT and defend the. Oh, why do you attack her, Ivy? Watch out, Gary. There's a German. God, she's tiny. Oh, she's doing was stupid. What, you lose a lesbian biker, then you start doing the lesbian biker makeup on you.
you should leave.
They got rid of the one that was general manager, Sonya Deville. Yeah, they got rid of about 20 wrestlers 2 weeks ago.
Well,
Well, which is weird because you have these 2 3 hour shows now, and you're putting your stars on NXT. I mean, yeah, you have all this talent, but you're not giving them time to shine because you're putting them on NXT level up and make the other shows that they record like they're before Raw or SmackDown. I just wonder how long they're going to continue this. That at least every other week, NXT's in the same city as it was Raw. Not now it was SmackDown, but they keep following them around. It's amazing how long those two have been wrestling.
hmm
It's weird. Except for some reason in my feed, it's always like this 20 years, 25 years ago, where KO looks like he's like 22 or 18. Looks like he's in high school in some of them. I just don't. I don't care about Sammy versus. And what's weird, they're calling this unsanctioned match since Sammy isn't medically cleared.
Yeah.
because I thought they were gonna try for this as a WrestleMania match. Well, what's weird? I always hated Kevin Owens, but about starting about 8 months ago, I liked what they were doing with his story arc. But then he started this pile driving, knocking everybody out for 2 months bullshit. Then he acts like he's a victim in his car in his videos. It's just stupid. And here you have him being creepy outside of Sami Zayn's house, watching us talking about his kids and wife. I just, I mean, I'm very open and minded and stuff, but well, that's kind of creepy to do, especially when you know you had a wrestler that killed their kids and their wife. I mean, I don't think that's a good thing to show, but
Yeah,
I just think
I
it's.
want.
I think that. Don't you think it's gonna cross the line having him watch his kids and wife from his door? It's just kind of.
It's,
I know it's not real, but I don't think it sends the right message if you know about the history of some of
because,
these wrestlers.
like, to me, it's like I think it's more of what do we do with Kevin Owens because he's so marketable, unless Sami Zayn's had a big push and he's doing quite well for himself, kind of thing. Where if you think back to that 2 years ago, Tony, how Sami Zayn joined the Bloodline, right? Because he had no one, no family, no nothing like that, and no really true friends. And they used that as a jumping point for him to tag along with the Bloodline and all that other stuff. And can they trust him? And can he trust them? Kind of thing. And then Kevin Owens hated that, but yet it was Kevin Owens that always bullying him. You know,
Yeah.
whether NXT or the main rosters, right? So, I think if you're not accepted, then you look elsewhere for help for just love, you know. And I think that Kevin Owens kind of hated that, and then when they beat Jimmy and Jey Uso for the tag team belts, that was good for the audience because you saw that rivalry of them two. They embrace each other and all that other stuff, and then again, Kevin Owens is like, "Well, I'm lost now because Sami Zayn has new friends now, so I'm gonna slowly, disconnect myself." Which is, if you think about it from a storyline point of view, that was his own fault, you know, for not sticking around, and then now he's feeling resentment, or not resentment, but jealousy, because he goes, then what does he do? Go up to Cody Rhodes, whom Kevin Owens helped, right? Whenever it was week after week that the Bloodline would jump in Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens helped him out. So then that ended because Cody Rhodes beat Kevin Owens for the belt, right? And then Kevin Owens becomes a heel now at that point. So then what does Kevin Owens do? Attack his so friend and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn uses you're the bloodline, your friends and all that other stuff, and then now your friends are
Well,
doing again. So then
well,
Kevin Owens kind of saw it as a target, So it's like, God,
I mean, he attacked Cody first, but
yeah,
the worst thing he did, the first pile driver. I don't know why I can't say pile driver tonight, but
pardon.
um, the first the first one he did that to was Orton. Orton was in perfect health for a year. He was his RKO's were perfect. His lines were perfect. I mean, he was having a great run, and they did nothing with it. And I'm not gonna like it. It's just to spite Ric Flair if they give fucking somebody that got slaughtered by a very shitty at what time Sokoa. If John Cena gets a title, I'm gonna be so fucking furious.
Who's that?
If John Cena goes to WrestleMania and gets a championship,
So okay, does that mean he gets the belt for a whole year, or does that mean he retires at Royal Rumble?
he's still supposed to go all the way through the end of the year. I think they advertised the up to Survivor Series.
Hmm. Okay. That's crazy. As you would think that you would think that the Royal Rumble is the first period of the year, so it's the whole calendar year, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, what's weird is like he was one of the last two in the ring, but I don't remember anything he did there.
Hmm.
And they've been doing those posters of him at Elimination Chamber for like 3 months now. They've really been pushing him for this. I just don't get it. I
Right.
can't remember who originally said it, but it's like Rock and Cena are only showing up because WWE's popular right now. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be anywhere near it like they haven't been. So it's like my wrestling became good. So I mean, it's not because Rock's a board member and final boss and all that bullshit. His daughter's awful on NXT.
Yeah. Wasn't she supposed to wrestle?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or did
It's
she?
weird. It's weird that stand and deliver was like the first thing on Saturday. I think it was like 11 o'clock, and it was probably the best thing of WrestleMania weekend.
Hmm.
Don't know why they got rid of Dijak because he carried two guys for 25 minutes in that match. He never rested in a moment.
Bad
I
Jack.
what do you hate? What do you think of Belair? I just don't like her. I just don't
ES,
like that character.
EST.
Yeah, I do not like EST.
What does that even mean?
That she's the best at whatever, the greatest. It's just that's what they came up with her. Biggest, strongest. It's just anything that ends with EST. I don't know. She who came up with it.
Hmm.
I mean, she was a track star at Tennessee, so looks like Tom put on some weight and his mustache grew a little bit. Why don't you grow your mustache out like Dom's? You don't want to dominate? Dominic Mysterio mustache, Alonzo.
Mm-mm.
And that's another one. I don't know why AJ Styles just doesn't retire at this point. It's just there's so much talent that you don't see because these old guys want to come back and steal the glory. I wonder if Braun Breaker is hurt because he was in a match like every week on Raw for like 3-4 months. He must have had the injury. Where's he at? There he is. I I wonder what's gonna happen soon when he. I wonder if he's a face his cousin or be teamed up with his cousin because his cousin signed with him.
Who's his cousin?
The other Steiner brothers kid would be his cousin. The one that had like 5 biceps in his arm was his dad. White-headed Steiner. But supposedly he signed with him. So you'll get both Steiner's brothers' kids wrestling.
So is Braun Breaker a babyface now?
No,
He's still a heel?
yeah, he's still a heel.
So then this is Hill versus Hill.
Yeah, I don't see the point of this match. I'm so tired of Judgment Day.
Hmm.
Well, what's funny because Carlito was supposed to move, but JD McBighead got hurt, so Carlito had to stay on there. I don't like how they do this, how they integrate the wrestling games ratings on there.
Hey,
Braun Breaker's gonna be an 87 on there, and Dominic Nicholas gonna be in the 80s.
dude, I feel bad if people are a Southampton supporter. They're not very good this year. They always get sent down and they go back up. You know that, Tony?
Is anybody gonna step for Liverpool, Alonzo?
No.
I mean, Arteta's lucky that third and fourth aren't good, fifth and sixth aren't that good. I mean, you just nobody's good. It's kind of like the year Leicester won it, where just nobody was that good.
Mm-hmm.
Because that year you had Liverpool and Chelsea finish 8th and 10th, which you would be shocked of hearing that at the time. And now you have Man City and United where they're at, so it's just the whole table's weird. Nobody setting the world on fire on points. But it's definitely Liverpool's to lose.
Yeah, it's frustrating, Tony. No, it's like there's so much promise when the season started that Arsenal would be at least up there with whoever it was, and I don't think people knew how good Arne Slots has been this year
Man
as far as
United,
him being a
Man
manager.
United fired 200 more people. As for whatever reason, they call them redundancies in the UK.
We done that season.
Redundancies, basically, it's that you have too many people for the same job, so you might as well get rid of them. So they got rid of 200 of them.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like Arsenal did that, but not with near that many.
Mm.
I mean, because you got City that is it's just City's absolutely trash, and they're still in fifth place. I mean, you could have Forest catch us, but I don't. I just all those teams are. I I
To
mean,
me,
you can
Tony.
drop you can drop down all the way to Aston Villa, which is in eighth place. They got 42. Arsenal sitting second at 53. I mean, if this was any other season and Arsenal had all these injuries, we would finish probably sixth, seventh. We'd be lucky to get a European spot.
Whoa. Think about it, Tony. If Arsenal beat Forest, they would have a huge gap between second and third. And if they lose, they have a bigger gap against them too. But think about it. There are maybe four teams fighting for the fourth spot.
No, they're not four teams, Alonso. You might not know this about the new Champions League format, but the way it is that you can gain a fifth team, and based on what you do. So City right now would qualify for the Champions League. Whoever
But,
finishes fifth qualifies.
but right now, as of today, it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, and City. If this is in today, then, well, regardless, Tony, well, actually, if you put in Fulham, so actually
But
there's,
but 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 it would be Newcastle that get that good
well,
spot that they.
my point being is, Tony, is that there's a lot of teams still in it for the final spots. Let's put it that way. From fourth and fifth, there are a lot of people fighting for that position, as well as Fulham can actually. Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
5 point gap.
yeah. It like I said, it's crazy that during what they did in the group stage, the English teams they've gained this extra Champions League spot, and like I said, everybody from fourth down isn't very good. It just
Is
it's not a good season for the Premier League because nobody's outstanding.
oh, is it good or
There's
bad? I mean, is it good or bad, Tony? Because you find a lot of teams that from like maybe third, from maybe 10th, 11th, that are kind of similar in ways that they're good enough to be top four or top five. See what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of there's a lot of I think it's good for Premier League to have this kind of battle. and not just
and
have
not
one
just have
team
one team
that
that
has
has
much
much
favoritism. So
So
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
I mean,
I'm not
I'm
going.
not going.
But
But
remember,
I'm along, I'm along,
United.
United.
Which is kind of
It's kind
funny.
of funny.
Tony, can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
I can't
I
hear you,
can't hear
Tony.
you, Tony.
Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Hold on.
Hello?
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony, can you
Tony,
hear
can
me?
you hear me?
I can't hear you.
At least we have two. At least I have another show to get rid of the Gremlins before Elimination Chamber.
Hey Tony, that was kind of that was kind of funny, huh?
Yeah. Uh,
Never dull moment. Huh?
I know.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, right. So I'm
Look at
wrong.
the kid. That kid's so happy with his braces and Cody over his shoulder. It's so weird. But the kid's 8 years old and got his own cell phone. It's just fucking weird. I mean, I was like 12 years old before I got my own phone line at the house.
Dude, I was 8 years old when I had on walkie-talkie.
I know. I miss wonky talkies. I like that you can actually do it on the Apple watches. You can do the walkie talkie.
Oh, good night.
Damn, how much hairspray does he have in his hair?
Tony, so what, you know what was ever said in that note that The Rock gave Cody?
I know. I don't know. They've never touched upon what it said. Cody's not drunk tonight. I think it was Raw 2 weeks ago. You could barely understand him. He was slurring so bad.
What does it mean to us for
Was a little bit drunk on Friday night. Well, I think when he doesn't wrestle, he knows he doesn't wrestle. He drinks. Him and Jake drink a little too much.
certainly why 101 for me take care I don't lie to you. I have never lied to you. I am not going to start lying to you. But I do need to know, as I am standing here, be planted in the map. I stick to heaven.
Does he have boots on? Those cowboy boots or work boots? I can't tell.
Perfectly blessed man. I am not a team of one. But I am faced with this decision that I have to make at elimination. It's not just to help me alone. I have a lovely wife, Brandy Raylan.
I think he's a turn heel.
Uh,
My sister and her family, little Brody, the Nightmare Factory, and all of my students. I have nothing breaking into this game.
What about your brother? Your half brother.
To take care of the memory of a father.
He mentioned everyone except for Dustin.
Dusty?
No, Dustin. He's just talking about his dad now.
I wonder if they have like issues, or they can't say things because it's on AEW. Yeah.
I don't know. He could call him Dustin Reynolds or my brother Dustin. I mean, he doesn't have to.
Oh, here we go.
He was talking about he didn't want to be like his dad and be doing the independent circle into his 60s with his body breaking down. He wanted to spend time with his family, so he's basically acting like he wants to go make movies like The Rock. Did Rollins kill another dragon? I want to see the. That's funny. He went to the same kid that Cody took a photo of. I mean, what do you consider Rollins? I consider him a face because too many people like him to really call him a heel. I mean, as most heelless things is laugh.
Mm-hmm. I think he's just weirdo, weird costume. Burn it down.
I think his wife's about ready to finally come back. She finally signed a contract. Basically, she wanted a bigger contract than Ripley had. Right for it, Charlotte. Not sure which one of them had the most.
Tony, how has Alexa Bliss been since she's been back?
Great. You're still getting like the very flashes of like they were doing before she had the baby. It's like they're continuing the same stuff where she might be partially like hypnotized by him, if you want to say, or controlled by him.
Mm.
But it's basically doing the same thing they were doing before. But I was talking about Wednesday. We didn't get too much time to talk about, but I think those QR codes were such a waste of time because they haven't done anything with the Wyatt Six. It's been pretty worthless at this point. I mean, you spent like 5 months building this thing up, and then they were on TV for 2 months and barely been on there since. Did you hear what he said, Alonzo, or you can't turn it up enough to hear it?
What do you say?
He said it was a slap on my face for you not to slap a rock in the face.
Oh wow.
He's telling him how crazy and nuts he is for even considering his offer. From this, it definitely makes Rollins is definitely being the baby face here.
Wow.
Your soul might already be compromised. how he's talking about Rollins hitting him in the head with a sledgehammer, hitting the shield in the back with a chair. I still don't think Rollins likes Punk one bit. I think he truly hates the guy.
Well, I wonder if Roman Reigns is in the Rollins going to affect WrestleMania or WrestleMania because you can't forget that.
I'm sure he'll probably come back for WrestleMania. I mean, that's basically what he does. He basically does the big four, big three, usually those SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Bliss gets a sneaky win at Elimination Chamber.
I hope so.
WrestleMania for that championship is not sold.
That would be a better match, him and Cody. Than I don't want to see CM Punk versus Cody. Sorry.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'm not coming for your soul, but I am coming for your title. It's funny, for months he's been getting bigger pops than Cody does. I think it's because they really haven't known what to do with Cody since he's got the title. For a whole year, they kind of
Firewalk.
Rollins looks so crazy. It's cousin Liv.
The cousin? Oh yeah, okay.
Versus cousin Liv. I liked when Elimination Chamber was just a match, not a whole event.
Mm-hmm.
I'd tear down that damn needle if they saw it one more time tonight on so.
Oh, symbolic, Tony. No.
Tired of seeing that thing. I mean, he takes it serious when he builds a ring into his house and stuff. I mean, I can't stand him.
Damien Priest, wow.
I wish Drew would win it. Did you see the matching outfits of Tiffany and Stratus?
So,
I said, did you see the matching outfits they had on?
yeah.
Here you go, Aldo.
Hmm.
It seems like all those veterans really like Tiffany. Yep, I want Bush to win out of that lot, or it's Perez. Who you rooting for out of the women there, Alonzo?
Trying to think. Probably Alexa Bliss. Alexis Bliss.
It's weird the way you said her name. Lexus King is finally embracing his father.
Hmm.
I don't. What's weird because he's wrestled under Brian Pillman Jr. and Brian Pillman II before. I don't know why he doesn't do it again. I mean, he looks like his dad. He's finally developed because they've been really pushing him the last 2.5, 3 months. He's improved a lot. But what I didn't like, he won the English Heritage Cup, and you know how it used to have like the 5 rounds. The first one to
Hmm.
win 3, one would deal. Since he became since he's the winner of a trophy, he turned it to one fall, and that's it. So basically, it's a normal match, but you win a giant ass trophy. It's almost as big as NASCAR's grandfather clock.
Martinsville.
Yeah. And what gets me is those, Alonzo. If you just see the WrestleMania sign there, the bottom like pointy part of it, that's the size they used to hang in the arenas, but now I don't know what. I do not like this version of Raquel.
Yeah. She looks like a. She looks so useless.
She looks like she could join the empty spot in the lesbian bikers. I don't I don't know why Triple H likes her so much. She got a huge push, then she got a second huge push. Now she's just President Live's bodyguard. I'm tired of Liv. I've just always seen her as a B-rated Alexa Bliss.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I just think she's too much like the other one. Justin Bliss is way better. Bobby way better at wrestling. She does cosplay for fun, dresses up like Freddy Krueger. That's why she got along with Bray so well. It's weird that that leather jacket that she wore at Royal Rumble. It took the guy an hour to make it, just using chalk and some scissors.
Oh wow.
Because she signed a contract that morning, Alonzo. That's why they didn't have any of her merchandise for sale there. It's weird they let it to the last minute.
Hmm. What was this was pretty cool. The electric state.
Yeah, like Van and Mason that I'm seeing so far. They look like it kind of looks like huge marionettes. And there's some marionette strings there, so maybe that's what they're going for.
And Talia still around. Wow.
She must be injured because I haven't seen her on NXT or SmackDown or anywhere.
And Grayson Waller.
So tired of them too. Come on, Jay. Get one of them. No heat. Oh, what's bad is he's actually a good wrestler, and they haven't done anything with him. Waller. I don't like Barry. He's ripped, but other than that, I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
He did it. He's always fucking. I don't know how they're still partners because
Hmm.
Super Kick Academy, Alonzo.
No.
Yeet.
Mm-mm.
He's trying not to laugh. Yeah. Next Monday in Buffalo. That's where I want to go this time of year. Can you imagine standing out in cold Buffalo trying to get your way into the arena, Alonzo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this maybe running longer than it has been. We're at 9:22 and they've been ending at 9:25 or 9:35.
This is really last match.
Yeah, they should say. I don't know if they said this was their main event. That's usually they always say the main event's the last one now. It's like she's actually a really good wrestler, but she's always been overshadowed by this stupid glow theme I've been doing for way too long. I still can't believe when Kevin Owens went against Big Jim Uso. That Big Jim, what he goes by now, Jimmy Uso. Hey, guess what T-shirt he had on?
Yeet.
Nope. He had a Naomi Glow shirt on.
So
Since
who's
that
he?
was
So
since
who's
that's
he?
since that's Jimmy's wife. So
So I
this
kind
is
of
a
miss.
go ahead. Okay, Sideshow Bob.
I kind of miss. What's your name?
Jay Cargill.
No. The ring announcer.
Oh, yeah, she was good at it, but
Stitch.
I guess she wanted to be a
Listen
music
to her
star,
story.
and I don't know why Russ didn't like her. I thought she was really good on the mic, but I think this one's about as good. I, I liked her at NXT. I
That's
don't know if she
true.
does it. I don't know if she does NXT anymore or not. I like the look of those belts. It's shiny. I bet you Naomi attacked her.
Do you think Jade Cargill really is hurt, Tony, or do you think she needs a break?
I think it was both because she's been rehabbing at the performance center for about the last month,
Okay.
4 to 5 weeks anyway. According to the insiders that usually have stuff pretty right on.
But to be
I,
fair, I think that it's good for Naomi to have this kind of run.
yeah, I mean, like I said, she's a real good at wrestler, but like I said, she's been just outshadowed by this stupid glow thing that she does. I'm glad she actually has a single top on today, so you don't have to worry about any wardrobe malfunctions. There was 1 week, Alonzo. They popped out about 20 times. He just kept seeing this blur over on SmackDown. It's like, don't you test wrestling in your gear? Then about 3 weeks ago, has happened again like 2 or 3 times in the matches. You figured they would use some two-way tape to tape them on there or something, or just wear a sports bra or something underneath it. Then just wrestle in the thing and see, oh, my boobs pop out when I wrestle on this. It's not worth it. But I never watched a wrestling match in my life where there was like 20 wardrobe malfunctions. And I don't think I'm being too far over by that. Into it, turbo dive. You could definitely tell this is a pre-event show, not too eventful. I'm surprised they put Phil on there so early. It's just weird you really haven't seen John Cena talking on these things. Just like buy my merchandise, I can make some more money before I say farewell to wrestling.
So you can watch this movie, Tony?
What was the movie that they copied this monkey in? But wasn't this one of the short stories? I know a lot of his horror movies are the short stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because he can write such great like regular fiction movies. Like,
Yeah, but the problem is, Tony, that the movies that have been adapted from his books have been so bad lately. I mean, look at The Dark Tower. that was so.
but I think it's because they have like 15 different projects going, right? Or there are always like 15 Stephen King projects going on. That's kind of a problem.
Well, like a book like so The Dark Tower is like I think $8, maybe $7. So they try to do the first three in all one movie. It's like almost like The Walking Dead kind of where I didn't read The Walking Dead comics, but of course they kind of messed things up from what I heard. But you had to try to do it in a mini series, kind of like seasons within the book.
Yeah.
There's really so much out.
And they made what, like 12 seasons of the first one, then they've done like 4 or 5 spin-offs. I mean, how many times do you watch people kill the zombies? I liked the first 3 seasons. I liked the dynamic of Rick and other characters. They act like this is a big deal that she can lift her up.
Mm-hmm.
The last second kick out there. Why didn't you tell me I flipped on my side, Alonzo? I don't know how that happens with my iPad, but of course I don't understand why I couldn't send the link even down.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'll have to test to make sure it works.
Barry Dawn came out. What a joke, man. Oh wow.
So, yeah, still definitely get it this time.
Yeah,
Nope.
Barry Dawn came out.
What was her? What's Bianca doing away? She crawled away. That was such a weird bounce off a rope there. That was weird. Dom's like, what the fuck did I just do?
That's so funny.
I still think you should do your mustache like Dom's. I definitely beat the shit out of each other this whole match. I get so tired of that.
What?
When Bianca picks them up like that and lifts them up, like up above her head, straight up. It's just like that's not impressive when you're picking up. That would definitely be it. Nope. They don't want this match to end for some reason. It's weird how much stuff they do on the apron now. Since NXT started up, they really do a lot of apron work. The thing I really like about oh come on. What are you two wrestling about? This one's definitely not running as short as they have been.
Oh no, God. Oh, he kicked out.
This has had as many kickouts as many times as I tried to get my restream link sent to you. Alonzo's like, it keeps showing me the login page.
She fell down her head.
Yeah. There you go. New champions. Why are you so happy, Dom? Now they'll go defend them at NXT or something. They'll probably go against the Meta Girls and lose. Trick has to be coming to the main roster because he lost like his third straight championship attempt.
Yeah, it looks like Naomi hit her head. Kind of weird.
Yeah. Those and these ones are bigger. They've redesigned them. Since they went to this smaller backstage thing, well, everybody, that's Raw. I, I just don't know I don't know why Paul likes her so much. Why do you think Triple H likes her? Does it remind him of China? Is that what it is?
A workout videos.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of frustrating because she doesn't have a lot going for her. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know what they think they're doing, but I mean I liked her like originally the way they were doing her, but I haven't the two times she's came back from injuries.
Mm-hmm.
At least the final match was good. Rest of
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean,
so.
kind of tells you that the women's division they're really trying to push be tag team or intercontinental or even the heavyweight or the world championship. So I don't really mind that Tony that they're using or pushing more of the women's divisions.
Yeah, and I mean, and on NXT, they always say that's the best women's division in wrestling. It kind of has been, but I assume Rodriguez is or Perez is a move to Raw. I would imagine. Her problem is she's super small, but she's a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Would be
Yeah.
I think they can carry it on, but like I said, I think Trick will be coming over. I think the Meta Girls will be coming over because they've already been on SmackDown a lot. I think they made like one Raw appearance, but they went for the title several times. Because they were on SmackDown for like 5 or 6 straight weeks.
Who's this?
Uh, fuck, I can't. Last Legend and whatever her name is.
Okay.
Basically, Trick Williams' girlfriend and skinny, not so talented teammate of hers.
I Ash Legend. She's a pretty cool wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, I think they brought her. I think they brought him over right when I don't know if that was before or after Cargill got injured, but I think it was before because I think they wanted her there so she could go against somebody big and powerful to kind of build that part of her up because I mean you don't have that you have Rodriguez, but she doesn't weigh very much. She's just tall and they like showing her back for whatever reason. I mean, you got Nia Jax, but I get tired of seeing her. I would rather go watch her and see her on episode 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. Or I guess 4 and 5.
You can watch them, Tony?
No, I was making the joke that she looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Hi, Tony. So where can we watch the Elimination Chamber watch along that?
My channel should be working. I think it's working now since I restarted it. I'll send it to you before we leave to make sure that it's working.
I should be around. I get off work on
Okay.
my other job at 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna get Jersey Mike's and hang out with you guys, I guess.
Yeah, because I want to check it after this show because I don't want to do all the hard work I have to do to make an hour show and it not work because the link won't send.
All right, guys. Well, if you're watching on replay, I appreciate you coming on last minute. I can't wait to watch Elimination Chamber on Tony's podcast, the Wrestle Dropkick Talk Show. Is that right, Tony?
Yeah, Missile Drop Kick Talk Show.
And you can catch us at 6 o'clock Texas and Oklahoma time, 7 Eastern time, and
Midnight in the UK.
midnight UK time, or GST as they say. All right, Tony, well, any last words before we turn this off?
No, thank you for having this. Like I said, it's kind of a last minute idea of mine since we're having a trip. Might as well do a watch along if we're available. Because you don't get to join so much because of work, which kind of sucks. But you usually get to join for the pay-per-views, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right, Tony, well, thanks for being on. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon, pal. Take it easy.
Yep. Bye, everybody.